Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the internet debut of the 11th Ornament. This is our first time going live on Twitch. We have done zero preparation and/or audio testing, so bear with us. We are not incredibly professional Twitch producers. We're here to play D&D and fuck shit up. So, without further ado, a couple of my buddies who are already in chat, already in the game while we're waiting on a couple of others to join us before we get started here. And they are as follows. AJ.
Hello.
Mason.
Hello.
And Cameron.
Hi, how's it going?
Cool, so we're still waiting on Jerry, and Chavis, and Will before we get started. But, we do have a little bit of scheduling mishaps all over the place. We're kind of all over the place, actually, this evening. It was not the best time in the world, as far as the story campaign is concerned, for us to be going live on Twitch, because we are at the end of what I suspect is going to be the end of a pretty long story arc that they've been going through, and I would have rather started fresh with a new line of plot. However, this is how things worked out, so deal with it. I am going to introduce a couple of the players. I'm going to turn our cameras on here in just a minute, and we're going to go through just kind of chit-chatting with you guys while we're waiting for the rest of our crew to show up about where the group has been so far and what they've accomplished. This was by no means going to be a comprehensive backstory for a couple of reasons. First, this group did start with the Wizards of the Coast published campaign, Tomb of Annihilation, and I do not want to go through that in detail because I don't want to spoil it for any of you guys who might be thinking about playing it. But don't play it. But you can think about playing it, and I don't want to spoil it for you. And second, it's just way too much. It's highly lots of complicated character stuff has happened, and I'm not going to take you and bore you and take you through literally all of that. But I am going to set the scene for the beginning of this adventure we're all taking together. I do have a couple of legal announcements and things to begin with. First, all of our art on the stream is provided via Wizards of the Coast via either the Magic the Gathering artists or published Wizards of the Coast material, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So all of the art tokens you see there are licensed under that open game license and Magic the Gathering, with the exception of the maps. Many of my maps are produced by a couple known as Chi and Peku. I will put that in the video description when this goes to YouTube, which many people will probably, if you're watching this at all, you're watching it later, and they're fantastic. Highly recommended. You'll see a lot of maps from them on my stream. A couple more shout outs to content creators who make all this possible. Have to call out Griffin Saddlebag for the incredible magical items that he produces, who I support on Patreon and I use a fair number of. Sinlair, similar situation, has some fantastic item art that I take advantage of. And in addition to that, as far as the story content goes, it's pretty loosey-goosey. A lot of it's homebrew, but it will interweave various published material stuff from Wizards of the Coast, to keep things kind of with a backbone of story plot going on. So I will be sure, if you guys start to follow us regularly, to post what kind of content I'm going to be drawing from as far as other published material. In the event that you don't want to spoil yourself to that particular campaign, maybe you're at home playing in that campaign for someone else and you don't want to see me rip pieces of that out and throw them into my game because you don't want to be spoiled on it. So I'll be sure to let you know. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over to Cams On. You're going to see the canvas behind us. We do use Foundry Virtual Tabletop for all of our D&D tabletop needs. And then we're going to start introducing characters and going over the road so far. Welcome, welcome. So, to my... I don't know how you see it. Left, right,
Your
over
left.
there. Is Cameron. Cameron is, I'll start with him. Cameron is the actor who is in charge of the incredible Dorne Greycastle, until very recently known as Gorstag, Evanwood. Cameron, you want to tell us a little bit about Dorn in just a couple of sentences?
Sure. So, Dorn is, or at least when he was introduced to the party as Gorstag, he was sort of this swashbuckling type of person. Think like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, but not an evil douchebag. As the party came to find, he actually was operating under a pseudonym and was revealed to be Dorn Greycastle, a member of wizard nobility on the Sword Coast in our world. So that's kind of where he's coming from. He has no magical ability. He is a fighter, and a good one, I would say.
Yeah, excellent. That actually brings us into a great point I meant to make earlier too. So this does take place in Faerun. Like I said, a lot of the content I pull from is published Wizards of the Coast material, but it is highly homebrew Faerun. So please don't at me with your. I'm very impressed that you know Faerun history, but it won't necessarily line up with what's going on here. Yeah, so Dorn is from a traditionally very well-known casting family. Like everyone in his family can cast and are highly gifted and affluent, and they're good at it. And Dorn just had no interest for whatever reason in learning the art of magic, and instead kind of bullishly pushes forward, thinking I can do anything they can do if I just try hard enough and swing my sword hard enough. So that's Dorn Greycastle. Oh, I can give you a bit of a visual. If I can figure out my shit over here. There we go. Okay, there's Dorn Greycastle. He's just he's got a pretty noble air to him now, although he's a little rough around the edges too. He's been traveling under that pseudonym for a couple of months at least. So, and from there we're gonna move on to AJ.
Hello, it me. I am AJ.
That's true.
So guys, hello. I play the character Tor. Yordklo, I think is my last name.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fun. I hit things pretty good. I'm a barbarian warlock to a particular entity that has just recently been revealed to the party, the Earl King, who just so happens to be one of the primary antagonists through this arc. Not necessarily a big bad, but more of a thorn in the side. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty new to the party. I have motivations because the person that we're fighting or just killed, I missed last session, I'm sorry, I don't know for sure, imprisoned me and made me a slave and hung me up in a cage, and it was pretty annoying, pretty bad, so we killed her, or at least tried to, she's a thing. You'll figure out about that, I'm sure. Yeah, I was introduced to the party by slave transport. They enabled me to break free, and I've been traveling ever since, trying to hide the fact that I am a warlock to the Earl King, but that didn't work.
Indeed. Tor Yordklo, as AJ said, barbarian warlock, dwarf. He is a ethnically he's one of the Norls, which
yes.
They're in the Moonshays. The Norls you can think of as Game of Thrones. Yeah, he's got a Tinkerbell. Not really.
Only in the
art. Yep. But he does live in the Moonshays. So there are fairies very prevalently in the Moonshay Islands. You can think of them sort of as like the Ireland of Faerun. Is kind of meant to be the juxtaposition. And you can think of the Norls, specifically Tor's people, as being sort of Iron Islanders from Game of Thrones. They have highly inhospitable lands that they own, that they also share with, unintentionally share with giants and other big bads. So most of their survival tactic is to raid and pillage the folk of the otherwise farming and pasturing folk of the Moonshay Islands. So he is kind of a pirate, kind of a Viking, kind of a raider. but he's kind of a hometown hero where he's from, and he has some unusual features when he fights. He is the kind of barbarian that exhibits animalistic tendencies and traits, physically
Path
manifests.
of the Beast?
Path of the Beast, that's right. And so he was, for that reason, picked up by bloody Erliza, whom we are going to get to, and put into a gold birdcage to hang from her ballroom ceiling, because he was a unique and interesting thing. That is the person whose corpse is lying in the basin of this map, and who we will get to in a moment after we move on to introduce the rest of our characters. So with that, Iken? Mason?
Hello. Hi.
Yep,
If it
it's going
will
to get to you
switch.
any minute.
Yep.
It's definitely going to switch over to Mason. There we go.
Okay. Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mason Stewart, related
Oh, we're using last names.
to somebody here, but I'm not sure who. Could be
So
Will.
many
Could be
Stewarts in this
Sid.
chat,
Figure it out. No, I pilot Iken. The word Iken means first sword or first blade in Japanese, where I drew much of the inspiration for him. He is a way of the Kensei monk, and at a very young age he was taken into the Order of the First Sword, in which all members are actually given the same name, Iken, because they're the first sword of the Emperor. They're the first unseen blade to strike when necessary. He was taken, and upon the beginning of Tomb of Annihilation, for those of you who know kind of what happens in that story, he found a way to escape and ended up joining this party of misfits, and learning how to appropriately use his emotions. Being a monk turned slave gladiator turned mercenary, that was something difficult for him. So a lot of his character inspiration and choice making, while he tries his best to feel emotions and empathy towards people, you will probably catch that other party members will police him on how to be more human than not. So
Yeah, Iken is a very interesting character, a really fun dynamic in the roleplay environment here. And also, mechanically, a pretty powerful part of the combat strategy of the team. So, Iken notably also has we didn't talk about magic items for anyone else, but this is kind of integral to his sort of personality, if I may say so. Iken has a kanabo that is cursed by an oni of the moonless night, whom Iken is trying to become closer with. He's unlocked a couple of abilities, channeling that oni and taking on some statistics and traits of that demon, allowing it to work through him. Which gives him a rather frightening visage under certain circumstances. So that's kind of Iken's shtick. And with that, we do get to the end of the characters that are actually here to explain themselves, so I will happily move on. In addition to those three, and we are having just some scheduling stuff today, so typically everyone will be here when we start. But to round out the party, we also have a turtle druid by the name of Ob. O-B. He is the prime. You know what? We're gonna skip him. I'm sorry. We're gonna skip and come back to Ob. I did this in the wrong order. So another not member of the party per se, but character who's traveling with the party right now, Alucard Eversoul, is a strange and unusual individual obsessed with alcohol. He grew up actually in Candlekeep, similar to Dorn's backstory, his family are very famous adventurers. Actually, his parents were in the party in my world, responsible for the ending of the rising of Tiamat and the dragon cult. So he has sort of that legacy. He's kind of recognized as nobility. His last name carries some weight. But he is kind of an unpredictable caster. He's got magic that he can't always control. He is an NPC. He travels with the characters. He's been useful sometimes, but the party is really just very concerned about what he can and can't do and will and won't do intentionally or otherwise when he casts spells. Moving on from Alucard, come down to our favorite changeling. This is a big character to unpack, actually. So Chavis, who will be joining us a little bit later tonight, plays a changeling who has split personality syndrome. The primary changeling form is called and then he has two other forms. One is called Mathesis, who sees himself as a bard, and the other is called Belle, who sees herself as a rogue. As you might imagine, his actual mechanical character stat block is multi-class rogue bard, which is very cool. And it's really interesting to kind of talk through his mental situation, because his counterparts don't recognize that they are cohabitating a body, and that they just memory blank the fact that they share space. They refer to one another as if they are not the same person. So it's really kind of interesting. Mathesis is in the form of Bell right now, although I can show you he has some other... I can't show you. JK, I don't have that Foundry module installed. So anyways, he's got some other shapes. You'll see at some point if you stick around. So he's a pretty interesting character, and that brings us finally down to Turtle Druid. So upon the completion of the Tomb of Annihilation campaign, one of the big things for Obe was finding out what happened to his family. His family, who had been in Chult, which is the setting for the Tomb of Annihilation campaign, his family had been taken hostage and sold into slavery. Primarily, it turns out, to a terrible baroness, a tyrant of a woman, who rules over the city of Caer Westphal on the island of Snowdown in the Moonshine Isles. And not to bog you down with overly geographic, and I mean, you're not reading Game of Thrones here, but he and the party set out to free his family. And that's been the last year? Has it been a year?
Nearly.
Year of our campaign thus far. So they arrived in the Moonshine Islands. They've had to navigate some political strife. They've discovered that bloody Erliza is highly unpopular even on the island that she tyrannically rules, especially on the island she tyrannically rules, and is made enemies of King Dared Kendrick of the folk in the north, as well as enemies of the Norls in the far north. And that brings us to the sort of wild animal back into a corner mentality that will help you to rationalize her behavior when we go over the recap of what's happened just in the last couple of weeks within the campaign. Anybody have anything to add? Hey, Will's here. Speaking of Will, I haven't actually finished character introductions. Of course not. Another character to fully unpack. Go ahead and get the Skype to focus on you, William. By talking out loud with your voice.
Oh, I forgot. That's how Skype works.
Yeah.
So,
are you on the scene?
Am I on the scene?
Yeah, where are you?
Yes. Oh no, I'm not on the scene. No,
You're not on the scene.
As a reminder, I was I was next in combat. I was on the other map, though.
That's how I forgot. Oh, your eyes are empty. This is weird.
Oh, wow. Oh. I don't like that. I won't look at the camera directly. So, has any information been given, or is this
On
open
Vale?
character?
No. I
Yeah,
was
okay.
basically like going over the map, and
Got
I
it.
need to adjust the blue. I need to adjust the color. You are very transparent somehow.
I see that.
Yeah, so I was going over it based on the characters who are sitting on the map here, and naturally Vale is not here, so I forgot him entirely.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I'm Will. I'm playing Vale, who is a tabaxi. What Twilight cleric to Salune, but he has been reincarnated most recently as a gnome. And he died during the Doom of Annihilation campaign and was saved from the death curse by a Coatl named Eku that had been traveling with him and was able to come back later down the line. One of his main goals is really sticking with the party, but also to eventually get back into his body, which was preserved for him. So transferring his soul back into his body is one of his main goals right now.
Yep.
He's having to try to figure out the moral ramifications of.
Yeah. So and Vale is mechanically and for the purposes of like combat strategy also a really important player. They all are really, but as the cleric, he really does fill that. Although D&D offers a lot of opportunity for the cleric to not be a cleric, he really is. He keeps the party up, supports them, and so he's pretty quintessential in a pinch. So, with the characters introduced, I am going to go over kind of a brief recap of what's happened just in the last little bit. I'm going to try and not provide too much detail because it's kind of a tricky balance. Like either I talk to you for an hour and a half about what's happened and you really understand, or I give you just enough to follow what happens next, and I can do that in probably 10 minutes. So, previously on the 11th Ornament. Oh, so let me say this as well. Confusing name if you don't really know what's going on. In my homebrew version of Faerun, long ago, at the time of the Netherese Empire, there was a very powerful mage emperor named Karsus, and he had a very powerful artificer working in his employ named Qualish, and he had Qualish create for him 10 ornaments of divine eminence. Artifact level relics from a bygone age, a golden age of magic and ingenuity. And these relics, while they have long since been missing or trapped away, forgotten, have survived as myth amongst adventurers in today's age. And so when it came time for this party to choose a name for themselves, they rather cheekily decided to call themselves the 11th Ornament, implying that by their powers combined, altogether they were as mythical and sought after and powerful as these ancient relics that are highly recognized across the adventuring community in Faerun.
It helps that we did destroy the 10th ornament.
You did, yeah. Encounter the 10th ornament, known as the Ornament of Destruction, the last ornament created by Qualish before the fall of the Netherese Empire. And you were able to eliminate that creature, permanently, in an aerial battle over the lost city of Omu in Chult, which I will not regale you of now. So, previously on the 11th Ornament. The party, having come to Snowdown, discovered that much of the land had been ravaged. Erliza is a terrible ruler. It's overmined, overforested, overhunted. She's driven all the druids out of Snowdown and massacred, committed genocide against the Firbolg communities. When the party arrived, they sought to undo a lot of that damage. They discovered a number of very interesting political interactions. One being that fairies, specifically monarchs and upper lords of Faerie, are not allowed on Snowdown. They can't step foot here, based on an old pact made with the Firbolgs, whereby the Firbolgs would protect the Fae crossings as long as the fairies agreed not to cross into their world and take and swap changelings for children and so on and so forth, as they are prone to do. And that pact still is held by 2 surviving Firbolgs who were not wiped out by Erliza's massacre. So the party did seek to sort of rectify that error, and as they were making their way across the island itself, getting closer and closer to Caer Westphal, the capital, they saw a fair amount of strife and unrest amongst the people of Snowdown that they were able to capitalize on and kind of feed into as they approached the capital. Arriving in the capital, however, they quickly discovered that Erliza's plans went far beyond what they had originally expected. They were invited to a ball, knowing full well, based on some sleuthing they had done, that Erliza had every intention of capturing all of the nobles of Snowdown and putting them away in the dungeon. That Erliza, who, keep in mind, the party has come specifically to assassinate or depose because she is a slaver responsible for capturing unique and individuals and putting them in golden cages in her ballroom for the purposes of her many extravagant parties that she likes to throw. So she's far from a saint in any way. So she was their target from the beginning. They discovered that King Derek Kendrick of the Folk also was intending to go to war with her, and that she was quickly losing the political support of the emperor of her country across the sea. She's kind of running this colony on Snowdown. Bootstraps. Yeah. And so as she is losing the support of the emperor, making many enemies on Snowdown, there's no resources on Snowdown, she turns to a more dramatic solution. As the party is investigating the palace where she lives in Caer Westphal, they discovered deep below the palace an ancient chamber that had some sylvan writing on the wall that basically described the creation of the Feywild by a long-forgotten Titan before the Titans were banished from the world. And within this cavern, there were also a pair, or seemed to be a place for a pair of powerful artifacts to be ensconced. One of those artifacts is missing, and believed to be in the possession of Erliza. The way that she got a hold of that artifact to begin with, because it is in a sealed chamber deep below the palace that also has anti-magic all around it. There's no way to use magical forces or magically animated creatures to smash your way in or relinquish from the bonds those magical artifacts. It was discovered that many years ago, when the Omnian Empire came to Caer Westphal to capture it the first time, which is what led to Erliza's family being in control to begin with, they had bombarded the city with these massive trebuchets. And I mean, like Orthanc-sized trebuchets to the south of the city. And that's how the first artifact of the 2 had been dislodged and come into her family's possession. Now, in a last-ditch effort to unlock both artifacts and potentially gain godly power, such that she no longer needs the support of the Omnian Empire across the sea, and no longer needs to fear the forces of the folk to the north, she has decided to turn her trebuchets once more on the city, years later, in the hopes of dislodging the second half of this artifact and reuniting them, which the party had no idea that subplot point when they came to confront her. As such, when they arrived at the ball that they were invited to, expecting some sort of confrontation, they found all the nobles had been murdered by poison, their corpses littering the ballrooms. And in place of the royal guard, they discovered strange, seemingly undead guardsmen. Or rather, they were the guardsmen, but granted an unnatural resilience that made them difficult to put down. The party fought their way through those in an attempt to find those individuals who had been trapped and enslaved here once more. That being the primary goal. Obe was able to find his mother, the main reason of coming here, and release her from the cages. In that time, the party also encountered the man whom they had heard about but had never met before, who was responsible for acquiring these oddities, the individuals, people who were so strange and different from humans that they caught Erliza's attention. His name was Dr. Isaac, and he gave them a bit of a run for their money. He had also been endowed with some sort of undead blessing that allowed him to resist being put down easily. But the party did expend a fair number of their resources punishing him and finally killing him. Uh-oh. What was that? Did somebody emote on top of my description? Cameron! That's okay.
I promise it wasn't me.
I don't
didn't
believe you.
actually do it. Somebody else is laughing. Mason probably did it to himself.
Mason may have done it to himself. Okay. Sorry, I got off track there. Let's see. How do I get back to where I was? How do I even... Computer. Great. So, after defeating Dr. Isaac, the party heard a blood-curdling scream upstairs, and ascending through the palace chambers, found themselves in an open-aired, long, almost like mausoleum, where they encountered Erliza. She had with her an owl whom the party had seen with her before, and they suspect is magical in some way, as well as a dead deer and a woman whose throat she slit right before their eyes. Using this sickle that is the piece of the artifact that she was able to get her hands on. Somehow she was able to stitch these creatures together into a chimera of sorts, which then leapt in to aid her in battle. So, brings us close to where we're at here on the canvas behind me. This guy would be the beast that she created, and this is the closest thing to a picture that I could find for Erliza. So she was able to kind of cobble together this creature using the power of the scythe, which the party does not fully understand or is aware of what exactly it does. They know from the myth written in Sylvan on the wall that it does have. It has creation-like powers that had been used. It's not a scythe yet. Yes, I know, Mason. That had been used to kind of slice things apart and put them back together. So, highly intriguing magic, to say the least. The party chased her, fought her, and they are now at a point where they have just recently struck her down from her flying mount in this ruined courtyard outside of that original chamber where they ran into her as she had fled in an attempt to fly away, since the trebuchets have already begun. That's another big point that's recently occurred. The party was not necessarily prepared for or aware of. And so now the palace, this courtyard that you can see in the images behind me, was pristine and well kept moments ago before these massive chunks of granite and basalt come raining down from the sky by the trebuchets to the south. As Erliza attempts to blast open that geode-like chamber deep beneath the palace and get her hands on the haft, which is the other portion of this magical artifact. It's a sickle and a haft, which together create a scythe of this powerful titan from eons past. And as such, I think that brings us up to date. Does anybody have anything to add?
Heck, Erliza, she's a bitch.
Yep.
Let's go.
Hecking Erliza. Yep. So, with that, there being no further questions to come before this chamber, no, we're going to take a brief break in the hopes that Jerry will be able to join us here very shortly. And I'm going to grab my tea, which I have no idea where I left, somewhere around here. And we'll take about, we'll call it 5 minutes or so, and we will jump back right into the description and end of this combat here. So we'll see you all in just a minute. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we were just taking a brief break. Oh, I guess you want to see us.
Not important.
So we were taking a brief break. We were going over with AJ, who unfortunately missed last session, the specific mechanics of what has immediately previously happened, which we will also briefly cover for the audience at home. So, party having attempted to put down Erliza, she fled out into this courtyard, which is being rained down upon by massive trebuchet munitions. She was flying out across this chasm when the character known as Alucard Eversoul used a powerful magical item that he owns to become a streak of lightning, slashing across the sky and striking her with electrical energy. That kind of stopped her in her tracks temporarily, long enough for Dorn to load his extremely heavy great bow with a javelin, and drawing back, aimed true and struck her right in the chest, knocking her from her mount, at which point she fell 50 feet to the rocky stone floor below, and her carcass collapsed as it struck the hard surface. At this point, the powerful artifact they had been coming here originally unknowingly to prevent her from using skittered out of her hand, twirled and spun, sliding across the stone floor to the edge of the chasm, which you cannot see in... Yes, to the edge of the chasm. Here. Yep, exactly. So, somebody's rolling dice.
My owl has 17 temporary hit points.
17 temporary hit points. Great.
Am I in range of that?
Not you weren't in it when it would have affected. It's when you end your turn within that space with me, and I was in the back.
I want this one, not that one. So, after Alucard slashed across the sky and Dorn pulled his bow back and shot Erliza off of her flying mount, she came tumbling to the ground, the artifact spinning out of her hand and resting, teetering on the edge of this chasm created by the trebuchet munitions in the courtyard. We are going to continue in initiative. That was right after Dorn's turn, which brings us to Vale. Vale is actually not as he appears on this map. I brought him to this map for the purposes of making sure he got introduced earlier in the stream. But he actually is going to spend the majority of his turn this round flying on the back of one of these giant owls, which our lovely friend Obe the Druid has summoned forth for the purposes of chasing down Erliza, and much of his turn will be spent catching up to the rest of the party. Vale, I will say that you could have used all of your movement and gotten to this point exactly where I have you on the map, without necessarily having to have used your action, because mounted combat doesn't work that way. So if you'd like to do something from where you are right now, I will say you can see the Peryton soaring high above, 50 feet in the air, has its eyes have keenly locked onto the frosted sickle which teeters on the edge.
Too far for me to do really anything except for spells. What spells do I have?
Yeah, keep in mind there also. That's first of all, that's a kin. Oh, was that a kin measuring?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that person doesn't need it really anyway, but does this.
Now you are measuring for me.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I was trying to see if I could get you included in the thing I was trying to do,
Gotcha.
and I don't think I can. But I am going to use a 5th level spell to cast Mass Cure Wounds, only targeting. Well, I'll see what the actual template gives me. Oh, cool! It did give me a template.
Thanks, Foundry. So predictable.
It's a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point that I choose. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Foundry, for giving me exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, 30-foot spear. Where's your? Yeah. Okay. Great. You got it.
How do you? Is there a way to move it easily?
Yeah. Oh, do you want to know?
Yeah. It'd be
So
helpful.
on the left, you grab your speed square, and then hover over the origin, and then click and drag.
Ah, got it. Thank you. Oh, no.
Your speed square. You're measuring.
Yeah. Sorry. I just realized how big this actual radius is. I was mistaken because it's a radius, not a diameter.
Yeah.
So I will hit everybody.
It's
I
a
don't know.
Big boy 5th level spell. Yeah.
I don't think I can hit Bell, but I also don't think that Bell's actually injured.
Bell's full health, yeah.
So I will
Fine, yeah.
target. How do you multi-target?
Can you?
Yeah. Shift right click.
Okay, shift.
But if you just roll it, I can fix their health.
Yeah, thank you. That's very easier. It is 8. Oh, cool. Plus 5.
5?
Plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
Oh, that plus 5.
Yeah.
So 19.
Yeah, 19.
Nice.
That's everyone in that field.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry.
Hi.
Hi,
Camera's
Jerry.
not working.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's okay. My background isn't working, so
Yep.
I cover up most of the screen when I start talking.
Gotcha.
Sorry to those of you watching at home.
Does that include yourself?
I gave it to myself already.
Okay, great.
You said
I
19?
gave it to myself as well.
I see that. Great. I have already added your health.
Okay.
You didn't heal. You didn't heal Alucard.
But I could have if he needed it. He was in it.
No, Alucard's way up there.
No, he was. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I didn't. No, I'm sorry. I was confusing him for
Dornsag.
Dorn.
Dornstag.
Stag.
All right. I presume that will conclude your turn.
Yep.
Excellent.
Somebody mentioned that the music is a little bit louder than us
I saw
speaking. Oh, okay, good.
I think I have adjusted it. I think. That actually brings us to Obe's turn, but first, I need for you to make a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Any old
wow.
body.
Wow.
I have a 25.
I'm
Hey,
Is
sorry.
there
I'm
something about
proficient in
wisdom
that.
checks last time?
24.
Advantage on wisdom checks?
Advantage
Wisdom
on
saving
wisdom
throws.
saving throws because of yours.
Save it. That's what it was. Okay, all right, thanks. I couldn't remember. I knew it was something.
Solid.
What is that?
Most of us,
Okay,
solid.
all right. Yeah. Actually, Dorn, Obe, and Eken. Tuor, where's your... Oh, never mind.
I'm mad. That's my excuse. I'm real mad.
Well, does someone have access to make a roll for Bell? Oh,
I don't
no.
think
Okay.
so.
I can do
roll
that.
D20.
I think she has modifiers and shit.
I mean, who needs that when you can just roll a D20?
Alex, you're really...
See, look, The
That's
answer's
not a
no.
roll. That is
The
not a
answer's
roll.
no. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll accept it. AJ, you're kind of quiet.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's a little better. So,
It's now in my view.
Ob, Iken, and Dorn are able to see. It just barely catches your vision. High up in the sky, you notice something remarkably large pass over, silhouetted against the full moon, and it looks like a trebuchet munition. It looks like a rock, but it is inbound.
Like towards us?
Yeah.
When you say it looks like a rock.
It's a rock.
Not a bird rock. A bird rock.
But even if,
A bird?
Not another bird rock.
Not. It's a
Yes.
bird. It's a plane. It's a rock.
Well, but which is
A rock with a king.
What's the plane?
what is a plane?
Would you say
you know,
this
open
rock
area.
looks something like a
grasses.
missile?
No,
How
I would
close
say I would say it looks a lot like a chunk of building flying at you.
How close is it? Like roughly?
3 to 5 seconds away.
Okay.
We have to move now.
About
Um,
a combat round. Yeah. Less than a combat round.
So it's not. It's more than 60 feet away from me, probably.
It's pretty far away. It's just moving that quickly. I would say it's within 120 feet.
Okay.
No legitimate math here.
We need
Math
to get out
is
of the way now.
squares.
I'm going to jump on top of the owl.
Mhm.
Can I now use owl's like movement?
Yes.
I'm going to ascend. I'm going to fly towards the rock.
Okay. What's the owl's movement speed? 60-foot fly speed?
Yes, I believe so. I'll verify that.
Move about here and about
It is 60. Okay.
about here. You're about 40 feet up in that position.
Okay. Would I be within like 60 feet of the rock?
Yes, if I said it was 120 feet away and your owl has a
Yeah.
60
Sorry,
foot
I
fly
didn't.
speed-
I didn't do the.
Yeah,
math,
yeah, no,
sorry.
I understand. But yes, I'm gonna say for the purpose of this, especially since while you're flying, it's getting closer. At some
Yeah.
point during your turn, it will be within 60 feet.
Gotcha. Ob looks down at the rest of the party and looks up, and he takes his hands. He puts his hands so that the palms are facing together, and he just starts mumbling words to himself, and a mote of white light begins to form, and it grows. And it grows, and then he raises up towards the rock, and then he fires. And he's going to use sun beam
Okay.
on the rock.
All right.
Oh, I just realized something. Huh? I realized it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
Well, no. I mean, we're gonna do it, I guess, because I forgot the sunbeam is concentration.
Oh. So the owls are gone.
I don't think there's a because he is more concerned. He is more concerned with this rock hitting people than he is because not many people are on owls, or at least 2 people are, but they're not that far off the ground. So he's going for it.
All right.
He can starts flying as soon as the owl drops.
Yes, it can have winged boots and is fine.
I'm also flying.
Oh yeah. Also, most of the party is capable of flight. They are using the owls because of their additional movement speed.
I got little legs.
Yeah.
So
Go.
the rock will take 68 radiant damage unless
68?
it passes its Constitution saving throw.
Rocks are pretty constitutional.
I'm not gonna roll a Constitution saving throw for the rock. But
Okay.
But go ahead and roll 6
The damage?
d8 damage for me. Okay. As Ob emits a beam of true natural sunlight concentrated into a column of brilliance from his open palms, the owls, the fey creatures summoned to this realm in the shapes of owls by him to hold his friends aloft, vanish, puffed of smoke. And Ob, the beam leaving his hands, is somewhat propelled backwards by the force of it as it slams into the stone trebuchet munition.
Can I try to break his fall since I'm essentially right underneath him?
He's 40 feet in the air, and you are on the ground. But yes, he is falling currently actively. He will not have fallen the entire distance by the time it is the end of his turn, though.
I do have a question.
Mhm.
Would we say that in order to like take less damage, I would probably have to make like a dex saving throw?
When you hit the ground?
In order to like land in such a way that I take less damage.
When you hit the ground?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's just important information to know. Okay.
Yeah, naturally. Fall damage.
Okay.
I think that Bell would likely cast Featherfall whenever he got within range as well, likely.
Oh.
So yeah, let's go ahead and do some cleanup on that. Bell is 15 feet in the air. Her owl is... Uh-oh. I deleted Bell. Okay, never mind. Got it. Somehow, once again...
She was also
owls.
flying because of the loot, right?
She was also flying because of the loot.
I think everyone on an owl was flying except Oak.
I'm the
That
only
could-
one who cannot naturally fly.
That
without
could very well be true. So that puts...
Well, yeah, because the two people who weren't flying, their owls got ganked.
Yeah, got ice blasted.
Oh, it was all kind of wonky.
I already did this fall.
Okay.
I also don't know if Bell has the spell slots for it, so she might not do it. I just know that she does have the spell.
What's the range on
think it's-
Featherfall?
60 feet, but he will at some point be within 60 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as such, Bell falls 15 feet.
She's
Oh
flying.
no, she's flying. She
Yep.
has, we just talked about this. Great work.
Yep.
Great work today, Sid. Okay, good to know. She can use her reaction whenever she sees someone falling, and he will eventually have something within 60 feet. Got it, I understand. Let me make sure she has a spell slot for it to see if that goes off. You hear like cricket? Do you hear crickets?
Might just be outside.
You are a cricket.
Great. Looks like she definitely has the Featherfall spell available to her. Superb. So, that will be the end of Ob's turn, I imagine?
Yes.
Oh, Obe's definitely getting hit now.
Okay.
Hit by what?
As you slowly fall down, and the rock comes at us.
Oh, I guess nothing was ever said about what happened to the rock. The rock.
Yeah,
is
what
not
became of the rock?
I will describe it as it becomes relevant.
Okay,
You know that
cool.
scene
Oh, goody.
in One Punch Man where Gino shoots that big ass beam at the rock and then nothing happens?
Yes.
That's all I can imagine.
I was more imagining like Goku with the spirit bomb.
That's what it started out as in my brain, but then
Yeah.
when it was a rock and a beam, I was like, yeah.
Spirit Mom would take at least 3 episodes.
That's true.
At
And we
least.
don't have to be holding our hands in the air and wave them like we just don't care.
Exactly. Naturally. Tour, it is your turn. You did not notice
Nope.
the rock until Ob flew towards the rock and Kamehameha'd it.
I disagree still.
Okay. What would you like to do with your turn then?
Probably do something. Well, I got little legs, you see. But I am a barbarian, so I can run. I also have a climb speed. So any amount of that, like down, does that elevation change anything? I'm implying that I will not have to worry about making checks to jump because I have a climb speed.
Yes, it will be slower. It will take up more movement to climb down, but it is possible. Versus if you jump.
I am good at those.
If you jump down, you might take damage. It's a 15-foot drop for each of those ledges.
Okay, so what is the mechanic of running jump? There's like an action of that, right? Like that's an
Oh,
action.
you want to jump all 30 feet down.
I mean, what if I want to go from here to like here? But if I take the like
Yeah, that's a
the
30-foot drop.
the jump shit, you know?
I would say you can easily clear that distance.
Okay.
It's just that you will take 3d6 damage.
All right. What if I do this
It's only
instead,
3d6. Just do it.
and I'm just gonna be on the wall?
Oh.
Because fuck
On the
you.
wall, because you're a climby boy.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've got little spidey fingies.
That's theoretically and mechanically possible.
Excellent news.
Do you have
I'm
spidey
s-
thingies or do you have a tail?
I have spidey fingies because that's the thing that I get to choose at the beginning of every day. I have a tail because that's the thing I get to choose at the beginning of my rage. I don't have sharp fingies, I have spidey fingies.
I'm here for it.
I'll use my bonus action to drop rage.
Ah,
Okay. Yep.
bonus
That's what I'm
action
doing.
drop rage.
I'm doing that exact thing.
You just drop rage at the end of your turn. When you
Yes, but I want to cast a spell with my action.
oh,
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm using my bonus action to drop it so I can use my turn for stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you're a weird
And-
build, man.
yeah, well, you know, listen, it's not about optimal, it's about cool. I'm
You're
gonna
very cool.
I'm gonna use my last spell slot to cast the guiding bolt spell.
Last.
The fuck?
Second of 2.
You select a token. I think I did that. How do I select a token then? And did I do it? You have no available.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I manually changed it because I'm used to not this. Okay, alright, we're almost there.
Guiding
Uh-huh.
bolt.
We're doing it. We're not doing it. We might be doing
15 does hit.
Oh, look at that. Damage fast. Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
And it
Yeah.
is guided bolted against.
Yeah, it's got whoever hit it got advantage. I'm done.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I believe that brings us
Um,
to Kenny.
what does it look like?
What does it look like? It's kind of like an
We've never-
owl with horns and it's got wings.
We've never seen him cast spells before.
Oh,
So, you know, like, God, it's in my brain. I don't remember where it's from. It is like, God, I know exactly what it is, but I can't describe it, so I'm gonna just try to theater of mind it. So it's very like thick, liquidy kind of like green, just kind of nonsense that strikes out. That's the guiding bolt. And then I like to imagine that it's got some good old green flashy glows on it right now.
Okay. Like ectoplasm, almost.
Yeah, kinda.
So, per the Pythagorean theorem, you said it's 30 feet down to the basin?
It is.
Per the Pythagorean theorem, at 85 feet across and 30 down, I am exactly 90 feet away.
Sure, can't argue with that
So,
now.
Ken is going to move. Maybe, if I can do that. Am I hitting a wall? Movement is set to combat turn. Oh.
Oh,
It's currently still.
Oh,
it's
hey,
towards
I'm
turn.
really good at
I got
doing
it.
the
I
thing I'm
got it.
supposed
I
to
got
do.
it. I got it.
Okay. So I am going to move. I am going to go 45 feet, action dash. Another 45 feet down.
Okay.
I think. Or 40 feet down, another 40 feet down. And I would like to land in such a way that I am stood on the hilt of the sickle.
Hmm.
Kind of bracing it, keeping it from falling off the edge. I know that I can't use my action to pick it up or anything, but I would just like to keep it from falling down. My eyes do not float to the Peryton, but to Alucard, as I kind of brace myself and say,
You really don't trust Alucard.
where do we stand here?
All right. As you put your foot down, you hear the metal scrape like tin against the stone. You look down to see crystals beginning to form on the ground where it rests. So you're holding it firmly in place from falling into the chasm below. Alucard, having just kind of within the last 6 seconds gone through that electric arc transformation and have come out on the other side, having attacked Erliza, and looking around just in time to see her body fall, looks to you now. It's all happening in a remarkably quick time frame. He's like, looks like you're standing on the edge.
Indeed, and I will bonus action shift my hunter's mark to the Peryton, as
Oh.
its target
Okay.
died last turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's definitely dead.
If she's not, you tell me right now.
I'll allow it.
That's great news.
Yep, my turn's done.
All right. That brings us to the monstrous Peryton, the chimera crafted by Erliza at the beginning of this combat. As it wheels around, it too sees the flash of sunbeam in an attempt to divert the trebuchet munition that is careening across the open sky towards you currently. It wheels about agilely in the air and dives towards Iken. It is going to descend all the way down to ground level here. That's where Iken is at as well. And it is going to target Iken with one of its gore attacks. So we will privately roll this because I'm the GM. I need to say what I want to do. Normal. Okay. Oh, it didn't privately roll it at all. That does hit you though.
I
at
don't know that
27.
number. You said how much?
Oh, 27 to hit. 27 to hit. Oh, it does hide that for me. That's nice.
Barely.
I could just roll it barely. So normal damage here.
Okay.
It should be 8
Yep.
points of
It
damage.
didn't do it, but I can apply it.
Yes. Yeah. I turned off the automation on that just because,
Good.
you
Yep.
should be more involved.
In your own death. Sure. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. If it flies,
Dies.
and makes a gore attack, and then make 2 talon attacks. So that's a 16 to hit, does miss. Second talon attack. Pitiful. 17 to hit. Pitiful.
Oof.
Misses with both talons. It gored you at first with those horns at the top of its head. Let's see. You also... Oh no. I was mistaken.
Also, oh no is never okay, good.
I was mistaken. It does all of that as a legendary action before your turn. Now it's going to take its turn.
Oh no.
Yeah, it has. I didn't read this ahead of time. It has an ability called Dive Attack.
Which is all 3 of those things at once.
Well, no, technically it doesn't give it either of the claw attacks, the talons. It just does the gore, but it missed both of those, so. So it will take those on its turn, which happens right now, but it does get some movement as well. And with that, having missed both of those on its turn, it will fly up.
Reaction.
It has an ability called Flyby.
Okay.
Peryton does not provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of enemy's reach.
Okay.
So it will soar upwards again in preparation for another dive attack. It really wants that sickle, apparently. And that will conclude its turn. On to Erliza. I mean... Erliza makes a death saving throw. Which she succeeds. You can see her twitch slightly. She seems to be animated by a similar unnatural life force that is... You have seen animate many of the undead and the like that are in her employ within the palace. And though her body is literally a collapsed gore, it is kind of twitching and beginning to kind of try and lift itself up off of the ground.
Do I by chance see this as I'm descending?
I will say no. Technically, within this same 6-second period, you are flying across the map and shooting Sunbeam.
Okay.
It's all
You
happening
removed Bell
in
from combat, by the way,
simultaneity,
and
right?
Jonathan is here.
Simultaneity is definitely a word. John's here?
Okay. Hi.
Hi! Stream's gonna be like, who's John? Call him Chavis all night.
Hey. I thought those owls died.
You took him out of combat, though.
I did take him out of combat. He was at the bottom.
And yeah.
The owls are dead. I don't know why somehow they don't get gone.
Is it because they are mounted?
Nope.
Are you
That,
sure?
Yeah, because mine didn't. Mine went away, and
Not on the stream, they're not
Oh.
gone. I don't know why.
They're not on my screen either.
Yeah, on mine they're gone.
mine on my screen. Mine is gone.
Yeah,
There's
well,
one right here. There's one.
fun stuff that Foundry sometimes does. I'm gonna reload the chat real quick while I put
I guess I'll reload too.
I'll put
Oh god.
Mathis' Bell into the game. I believe she really was at the bottom though, so like initiative count 2. something like that. There we go.
Also, you cast Featherfall to keep Ob from breaking his shell.
That does not sound like something I would do.
I lied, guys. I thought I knew him.
You thought for sure he would do that thing. Yes, as Ob comes basically crashing down, moments before he slams into the ground next to Dorn, Bell expends the spell slot, reaching out and casting Featherfall. He is arrested as he slowly drifts to the ground this last couple of feet. Only barely just in time.
You know, for drama.
Exactly. That's what we're all here for. So, that's the end of Erliza's turn. That brings us to Alucard. Alucard's going to look around, wondering what the fuck to do. And is going to probably cast a spell.
We'll see about that.
What are you going to do, Kenny? Counterspell?
No, I have no faith in his ability to actually do that.
Harsh.
I've seen nothing but good things from Alucard.
There we go. We've got some Alucard fans in the chat. All right. He is going to cast a spell, which I'm not going to tell you what the spell is, but he's going to cast it. I better change this back to private GM roll if I do that. Otherwise, it will tell you. Oh, he did roll with advantage because of Guiding Bolt. And he does hit. So we'll go ahead and do the damage on that. For a miserable amount of damage. And then he will go ahead and roll that again, because it is a kind of thing he gets to do a couple times. As basically 3 bolts of energy erupt from his hand and careen towards the monstrous Peryton. He hits a second time as well, dealing an additional 10 points of damage. And for the third beam, definitely hits. So Alucard's still concentrating on his fly spell. He careened in here. He's got his lightning lance rapier in one hand, and he fires 3 beams of arcane energy of some kind, which kind of hellfire missile around and collapse into the monstrous Peryton, which screeches in pain. Feathers fly. And that will be the end of Alucard's turn, bringing us to, at the bottom of the round, Bell, who actually... no, maybe not. I don't know if Bell could have cast Featherfall. Her little token here says that she should have used her reaction already this round. Or is that mistaken?
Ob would not have hit the ground yet, though, right? Because the movement happens on his turn.
No. No, he's kind of falling as we're going.
I truthfully do not remember. It has been a time.
It has been a time, that's for sure.
She cast. I don't think so, because she cast ice cone of cold something on her turn and didn't get countered. That's the only thing that I can think that.
I think she was too far away, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, that would mean that she couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And that's the only reaction she would
I don't know
have
why she's got the reaction button on her token. No worries. Bell, down to you.
All right, so the situation is that Erliza's down. We assume she's dead, and there's the flying bird thing. Is somebody on the sickle?
I am.
Ken is standing on the sickle, on the
Okay.
haft of the handle of the sickle, pressing it against the ledge such that it does not topple into the chasm.
Roger. In that case, I will use the wonderful rules of D&D 5e
That's the game.
move and not use an action. We're just flying 30 feet over here.
Shade.
Yeah. I'm after Pathfinder hard.
I actually really do enjoy Pathfinder's stuff, but man, that is my least favorite part. And I will use. I think my AC's busted, but
Let's see.
I feel like it should be 18 and it's 17. But I will use knife hands
Yes.
on this Joker.
Psionic knife hands to attack the Peryton, I assume?
Yep, the Peryton.
Perfect.
I thought about a kin, but I decided not
Sure. I mean, that does hit.
to. Awesome. So,
Roll the damages.
and it gets sneak attack.
Nope. It is not next to a ken. It is flying about 25 feet above a ken. Sorry, there's no
Okay.
way for you to have really seen that. It dove down to attack a ken, and then swooped back up. It has an ability called Flyby, which allows it to avoid opportunity attacks. So, but unfortunately,
Okay.
you will not get the sneak attack on this one.
That's cool. 7 damages.
Mhm. Great.
Bonus action to do knife hand the sequel,
Yep.
Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. A 14 will
This
hit.
is correct. Yay!
Does not have a great big armor class, boyos.
All right,
For 1 point. 1 point of damage. 1 additional point of damage. Hey, every little bit counts.
that's true. My
Um,
turn is ended.
As Belle flies over, she has Doth Loot and has used it to cast Fly on herself several turns ago. She soars out, having leapt off the back of her owl, which vanished from existence rather unexpectedly. Soars out across the chasm and uses her psionic knife hands to make 2 attacks against the Peryton, both landing into the already battered flesh of the creature as it's being pummeled by Alizard's spellcraft as well. Which brings us back to the top of the round. Gorstag, I'm going to pause you there as Obe comes very nearly crashing down next to you and is suspended in the air the last couple of feet as he falls and looks up to see now about 4 to 5 pieces of giant rock careening down at you, and I need for you and Obe to make dexterity saving throws.
I would like to use torso protection
Okay.
as a reaction when you are forced to make a dex saving throw. Choose one creature within 5 feet of you. Is he within 5 feet of me?
He is.
Okay. You and that creature are considered to have 3/4 cover against any harmful attacks or effects until the start of your next turn. Once you use ability, you can't use it again to finish a short or long rest.
Mhm.
I think that increases our dex save by some amount.
Yeah, 3/4 cover versus dexterity saving throws is a
+5, I think.
I don't know, just the rock have sharpshooter.
the
Would
trebuchet.
it be
has
the rock or
the
the guy
trebuchet operator
Sharpshooter.
has
That
sharpshooter.
would be highly improbable.
So you're SOL. I don't know. Will, can you look that up for me real quick?
I'm pretty sure it's +5, but hold
Can
on.
you know the rules just off the top of your head instantly?
I mean, that's when I'm saying I'm pretty sure, I'm telling you that that's what it is, but it's fine.
Okay. All right. +5. So, Dorn, Stag, and Obe, make your dexterity saving throws with +5 for me.
+5 to AC and dex saving throws.
Great. Good work.
How long does that last?
Until the I read it, but I didn't. Hold on. To something of my next turn. Hold on.
As long as Obe is defending you against this instance with his shell.
Until the start of your next turn. So until the start of my turn.
Oh, so my entire turn, my AC is 27?
I think you have to be within 5 feet of him.
If you're within 5 feet of him, yeah.
Still.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get those dex saves.
Yes. Wow.
Plus 5 for a total of 30.
Wow.
We call that risking it, sacrificing one for someone else's life. Okay, whatever. Okay.
This is too on brand for you, Jerry, and I hate it.
It is, like, literally.
So sorry, buddy.
This is cinematically fantastic. I just get in the way of the rock. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That's rough, buddy.
I'm typing the damage formula now.
Who's all concerned with how much damage this actually might be? Because I am a little bit.
Dorn, you take half damage from succeeding, which is 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Obe, having failed, you will take 62 points of bludgeoning damage as the pieces of rock rain down around you, striking the back of your shell, which you're using to keep Dorn safe and protected.
Okay. I am down.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right. Top of the round, Dorn. You see Obe. His shell is cracked and sundered. You can see through it in some places directly to the spine, like bone structure within his body, as he lays bleeding on the pavestones.
I have a question. I have
Have
two
an answer.
questions.
I have 2 answers even.
On my character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
it says that I have not used action search yet. Is that true? Because I don't remember from last session
No.
if I used it or not.
You get it back on a short rest. I think you definitely used it in the very beginning of this fight against Erliza. You had you ran up to her and like missed twice, and were like really frustrated, and then you action searched.
Fair enough. Just wanted to make sure.
Does anyone else remember that?
That sounds correct.
Okay. I couldn't remember, and so I just I did not want to try to use it if I didn't have it, because that would affect how I played this. So that makes my second question irrelevant. I'm going to use my action to stabilize Obe.
All right, make a medicine check for me.
Okay.
This is silly.
Oh, make a death saving throw for me.
Okay.
Javis.
Oh gosh.
That is a failure.
Don't like that.
Oh.
I just got a little alert. I'm gonna reveal this. I got a little alert from my roll tracking mod.
Oh wow, that is so shady. I am not okay with that.
That is very on brand for you, Jerry.
It is, but you don't have. Foundry doesn't have to automate a message to say what's already happening. Lord.
Jerry's having a bad day.
I wish my camera was on. It was working. That's all. Okay.
It's the exclamation point at the end of it for me. Like if it was just like dots, it'd be fine. But
Jerry's
it's
on
just
a
like,
streak.
Good job, outstanding.
Great work.
Shit.
That's a waste of an action.
I don't disagree with you on that.
could just start using that, like, you know, those first lessons in necromancy that you learned before you ran away. Like, you could just.
Yeah. But he's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Dorn will say, "You damn fool! Why did you do that?" And then that will, I guess, be the end of my turn, because I don't think I can do anything else, right? I used my action, so.
You could move. Because this is not passive.
Wait, where is Vale? Oh, you're back there. Okay.
How many? Well, actually, you don't have any 10 hit points. If you stayed where you were, you'd get 10 hit points.
Wait, what?
If you stay where you're at, you're in my aura. That is not. I don't have visible.
That's true. I think I'd probably be more concerned with Obe's well-being than trying to take down. Oh, okay. Just for my next turn, is this is the Peryton considered an animal for animal handling check purposes?
You make a free wisdom check for me.
Wisdom check.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
going to be plus nothing, just plus your wisdom modifier. No
Got it.
proficiency and no Okay. Yeah.
Solid.
Hey. Yeah, you're not sure.
Great. All right. I'm gonna end my turn.
Do not appreciate the sarcasm that is Foundry right now.
Before I, embarrass myself further.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you
It's
for
been
coming to
great.
my
I'll
TED
be here for the
Talk.
next 10 minutes.
All right, Vale. Vale soars
At
over
the
to Obe.
at the end of Dorn's turn, he gets 14 temporary hit points,
Oh, okay.
and I will do that thing you just said and sail over to Obe, and
On wings at midnight.
and cast Cure
That was other
Wounds.
wishes.
One side target because it makes you target.
You have to
Apparently.
ascend- Yeah. Mm-hmm.
May
Do at the 4th level.
Sid, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just for my own personal feelings of helpfulness, would it have been worse if the rock was in
Oh, yeah.
in one? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, you
Great.
reduced the damage by 4d10.
I go to
Okay.
put both hands down, but realize that the shield arm has the Leorn blood on it still, so I take that and I just put my right hand down on the shell and cast Cure Wounds
All right.
at the 4th level.
So 19
Obe, you
points.
regain hit points. You are currently suffering from being maimed. Your speed is halved.
Okay.
While walking and in this form, naturally.
Okay.
But you have 17 hit points. You are stable. You are
19.
Sorry.
It was a negative number.
You're right. I see that now. Yes, 19 hit points. So you are not. You're no longer dying necessarily actively.
And I will end my turn
All right.
by hitting the end turn button.
That's right. Oh.
Oh, it's my turn.
I'm stepping away, but I'm going to go ahead and roll this for him to have at the end of his turn.
Temp hit? Yeah, sure. 16 temp hit if you don't move out of
He can't.
Vale's.
He can't get away from me.
You're right. You can escape.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I see? I can see the Peryton. I still have yet to notice that Erliza is twitching, as if life is still in her. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that either, probably.
Okay.
I had plans. But things changed when
They do. They do.
the
when
Fire Nation attacked.
That's right.
Your problem. That feel good?
Okay, here's what I want to do. Because this is how I plan on surviving. Because I don't have any wild shapes left. Oh, that's dangerous. That seems dangerous. Maybe not. Okay. Do I have a heal spell for myself? I might have a heal spell for myself. I have a healing word.
Bless you.
So, I will.
I love how Skype is like, yeah, we've got to watch Jonathan sneeze one more time.
Have to.
This is very
Yeah,
important.
well, I should be
Question.
attention. So.
Question: does the Peryton have a saddle?
No.
Okay. Oh, perfect. This is perfect thing to do. I want to cast Skywrite.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yep. Do I have the spell slot for it? Yeah. So, I'm going to cast Skywrite. The phrase will say, oh, what? Literally, what's happening? Trebuchets. Stop. It'll be stop the trebuchets.
Stop the trebuchets.
Or
In what
I don't-
language?
Druidic.
In Druidic. Alright. Druidic symbols arrange themselves from the vapor in the high atmosphere, and very evidently and clearly, and you can see this phrase, though none of you can read it. Will that be all for your turn?
No, I'm seeing. I don't think I have a. I do have a potion of healing. I will take the potion of healing.
Okay. Wise.
Which is what, a D4 plus 2 or something like that? 2D4 plus 2. Okay.
2d4 plus 2, yes.
Okay, 6.
Brilliant.
But that'll be all for. Sorry. That will be
Perfect.
all for my turn.
Bringing you up to 25 hit points total?
Yes, and that I have 5 temp HP or 16.
16 temp. That's right.
Okay.
So we're looking pretty good. AJ. Sword claw.
So,
Spidey boy to the wall.
this is 30 feet down. I am on the top,
You're
of it.
within the top 5 feet. You are occupying the top 5 feet, yeah.
Okay, so to move and be on the ground would be 25 feet?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Got it?
I don't think I've ever done this mechanically. I have a question for you, if it'd be okay, Sid. Can I react to him coming down and tell him that Erliza is twitching?
Oh, that's...
You absolutely could. You had taken the ready action to do that. That's what the ready action does.
Okay, fair enough.
Given my location, I am running under the assumption that I'd noticed that. I wasn't raging, and I had used all my shit, but...
Make a retroactive perception check for me.
Okay.
Retroactive perception check.
Yep.
Give me a something, because, please.
Retroactive.
I almost saw that one roll.
Yeah.
Retroactive.
Or force at this point.
But instead, it's exactly the number that you need. Yeah, sure. You saw her. Totally.
Excellent news. Great. So I'm bonus actioning to rage.
Okay.
At the 7th level, because I'm a barbarian with this feature, I also get to use half my movement speed when I do that.
That's not inaccurate.
So boom, there's that, and then I'll take 5 feet of the rest of my movement to
It took you 25 movement to get down?
25 to get down. I have 35 total. I get
Because
15
you're barbarian. Yes.
So I have a
Yes.
little bit of...
Look at that
Absolutely.
action economy.
You did have the movement, but if you didn't have the movement, you still could have hit because if you took the tail thing again.
Oh yeah, which I am taking the tail, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fucking hit this bitch with my axe.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
I have multi-attack, right? Yeah, extra attack.
Well,
great
yes,
news.
it's called extra attack in on-player
Yeah.
characters, but yep.
Shut up.
Okay.
Alright. Oh yeah, I have to select the token by clicking until something happens.
Double right
on
click
the ground.
with target.
On the ground, incapacitated advantage. If I hit is auto crit, but doesn't matter because it hits a death save. Or is a crit a double?
We
Crit
assume.
is double death saving fail, yes.
So it's an auto crit though, right?
She is unconscious.
And I have
Yes.
advantage, so I just have to hit.
Hmm.
Okay, great. How about a
Wow.
How about an
How
actual
about a
crit?
crit?
How about an act?
Is that like a quadruple?
No.
Is that,
No.
Is it?
She's real dead.
If I had done that to you and you would have said no.
Okay.
I would have cried.
I can't hear you, Javis.
So let's see. What kind of fucking damage does a dex do?
To be fair, we could hear you. You were just very soft. It's not like you were muted.
William, it's a 12, right?
It's 2d6.
Two.
Dex?
It
Great
literally.
axe?
Oh no, sorry, my bad. It is a d12.
Okay, a d12.
So I
plus
was looking.
six.
I was looking at, but no, you do get the extra 7 slashing
Yeah,
damage.
so-
So
I am rolling at 2d6 if that is acceptable.
No, it's a D12.
Well, yes, but the
do you want
extra slashing damage? It says a note. According to the SRD, it is an extra 2d6 slashing damage. All of this is incorrect.
Yes.
That is why I'm asking if that is okay.
No, it's an extra 7 flat.
I will accept the extra damage regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't. The reason it's done that way is because it doesn't double on a crit. Specifically for this reason.
Makes me sad.
Okay. But I do get an extra. I get 3d12 total because of Brutal Circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's brutal, bro.
It's brutal.
Which it automatically added for me, which is very cool.
Yeah, hey, look, here we are. What's that? 35. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's actually 36 because it didn't do the +7. It did the 2d6.
Oh, right, true. True.
Mm-hmm.
36. Okay.
Which is also. Oh yeah, that's right.
2 immediate death fails.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, no. With the first hack, you bring the great axe down, the vicious blades, which gleam brightly in the moonlight, right into her collapsed chest cavity, and basically hew it asunder, leaving her bisected diagonally from clavicle to hip. Her innards spill out, painting the stone red.
That's a lot.
The second one is at her.
Oh,
neck.
you're still gonna do it again. Okay, yeah, sure.
So
That
is
hits.
beating a dead horse a condition in D&D 5e?
You're
Or-
right. She is a horse. How?
Hey, AJ.
Hey, what's up?
That still does 3d12.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Still critical.
Still
Here,
critical.
let me add 2 more.
It doesn't do the +7 though. It's not a 20.
Right.
But is that not 4 fails now? Automatically?
She's super dead. This is.
I
just,
think that Sid was already giving us like you don't need to do it again.
This
Good.
is for being fucking angry about her doing the thing and also
Oh,
actually
yeah.
raging. So fuck this bitch.
Everything that you're giving her is well deserved.
So that's another 23 points of. Oh,
This
and
time,
her-
as your axe comes down and you cleave her even further entwined, you can
that was
see
a-
deep.
By the way.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, right above her shoulders, which are a far cry from the rest of her body, you can see a deep gouge into the stone floor beneath which has been cut by your magically honed axe, and that is beginning to fill with her own putrid-smelling blood.
At the end of my turn for flavor bits, I've used literally everything I can except for 5 more feet of movement. I'm literally just going to let out another one of the yells that I did when I killed Fucko back there. And I'm going to drop the axe and just fucking scream in her face. Dead, beheaded, screaming in her face. As loud as I fucking can.
Your dwarfly roar echoes off of the walls that have been created by the chasm in this courtyard, and rings out through the night.
And I'll do the thing.
Great. That brings us to Ken.
Also, I don't know how to take my reaction off, but I definitely have it because I used it in my turn. And
yeah. You know what? Sounds cool.
But I also don't know how to do that. It's okay. Just let it be known that I can use it in this turn if I want. You did it!
I did it. I did it for you.
I will take aim at the Peryton.
Okay.
And that is a +1 to
You have your bow out?
attack. I do.
Okay.
I did not have a
Oh,
chance
you
to
sharpened,
stow
you honed the blade with your key
Yes.
points on this
Yep.
bow. I forgot.
it.
That was a good choice.
It was the only choice I had at the time. 28.
28 misses.
Cool.
JK rolls roll damage.
JK rolling.
Oh no!
What happened?
Sorry.
Jerry spoke as Obe.
Oh, okay. So, what is damage fast? Why does it say fast?
It won't give you the option to add modifiers.
Oh. Well, it's +1 to that.
Great. Okay.
It didn't give me a regular damage choice.
Yeah, I gotta look into the automation on that and see. It's not just exactly the way I want it, but.
Who is? What?
Oh goodness.
I will attack again with the longbow.
Okay.
This one. 25 to hit.
That hits.
And I will damage again. And that's 12.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll do it one more time. Knowing that Erliza is dead, I feel much.
You have 3 attacks?
Oof.
Where are you getting your 3rd attack from?
Nowhere, apparently. I just.
Your
I
bonus
guess
action attack has
that's
to be unarmed strike.
That's a key
I do
point
not.
to do. I can spend a key point and do it with it, but I don't have any left. Okay, you're right. So.
Just as well.
I will. I will stow the bow.
Free action.
Actually, yeah, I will stow the bow. And in my turn.
Alright. At the end of your turn, the Peryton will dive down with its dive attack action at Tour.
tell me if it hits or doesn't, please.
Okay.
My AC is 16.
It hits.
I saw the number. I was going to use it if it hit. I
How did
know
you see
that
the number?
because it said, Tor Yorklo has the opportunity to use a reaction. and it gave me 2 buttons to click, and it told me the total of the roll.
Damn it, Foundry.
Just for what it's worth. But
Mess me up.
was going to use it either way, as long as it hit.
Yeah, it does. It does hit.
So that's a D8. I will roll, and that number will be added to my AC for this strike.
Nice.
Woo!
So it does not hit. Yeah.
I believe that it's just for this strike, not for like my turn or
I
whatever.
believe that is
Correct.
probably true. In that dive, however, the Peryton will try and gore you, and at the same time, with its talons, it will grab the head of Erliza.
What's it gonna do with her head?
It will then fly down the chasm.
I don't want to go down there.
Yo, let's go.
As it
Yeet.
vanishes from sight. I said it vanishes from sight, Foundry.
Oh, it doesn't sight on me. Oh, now it's back.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
now it's
gone.
gone.
On our screen.
Chat's
It vanishes
fucked
from
up.
sight.
Snip, snap.
Just take my word for it. Erliza is dead. I'll remove her.
She's really dead.
The
Like,
smile doesn't make me feel any better about that.
That body is dead.
Yep.
That body is really fucking dead.
That brings us to Alucard, who's going to fly down and land. And having no targets, we'll pass turn to Bell.
Oh man. Jeez. Is it feasible for me to like pick up somebody and while I'm flying? Is that a thing that I can do? It'll probably be a strength check, and I'm really good at those.
It would be a strength check, and then you'd be at half speed because you'd be grappling someone.
Okay. I am going to fly down here. Oh, womp. And then I'm going to use my action. Or I would like to hold my action for what I would like to do, Sid, and tell me if this is possible. I would like to make a dimension door and try to get me and Gorstag, or me and Dorn, to the edge of the cliff here. Like, I don't know if I can, like, use my action to make the thing and then use my bonus action to boot Gorstag through as we go through, or
that's the way the dimension door works, I believe.
Yeah,
without you
can
having to do anything
choose.
special.
Okay. So
he has to be willing to come with you. But yes, as long as he's within 5 feet of you, and he is not like your SAS. He is not a size category larger than your SAS category. Then he can come with you when you can move up to 600 feet.
So Bell will do
Yeah,
a
I
superhero
will
land.
choose to fail that.
Okay.
Bell will do a superhero land, one knee on the ground and everything, and reach out with her right hand and create the door, and reach out with the left hand to Dorn. Come on, let's go. And
All right, fine.
and pull us through. So we appear over here.
All right. Leaping through, appearing on the other side. The portal disappears behind you. You're now
Oh,
both.
scratch that. I don't have spell slots for that. I'm such a bad person.
JKZ.
I go back over here, and then I will
Damn.
just use.
Oh no.
We. Goodbye. Goodbye forever.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would
That
then
was so
use my
cool.
turn. Yeah, it was cool. It was a good time. I'm glad we got to experience that failure together. I will. I will use action, bonus action, to come down here.
That was like in Belle's mind what she really wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah. She thought about it and like.
We got the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes like play-by-play. Yeah, and then we're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But I'm really tired.
It's a shame. I have no magic left.
Do I see, like looking over the cliff here? Do I see the thingamabob?
It's dark. It's dark, and I think that you don't have dark vision.
I have my goggles
Okay.
of dark vision.
What's the range on goggles of night?
My nighttime sunglasses say I'm looking for them.
You didn't know you were gonna get live vocals on this.
I
TOS?
expect live vocals actually. Goggles of night,
Goggles of night.
Um,
I think it's 60 feet.
60 feet. Yeah.
Perfect. I could have just saved us a bunch of time there. Yes, you see the tail of the Peryton slipping down beneath the cracks. It's no longer flying. The crevice has become too narrow. It is crawling.
Fireball.
Okay. Okay, what happens when you cast Fireball in a space that's too small for the entire fireball?
That sounds like a
Get
great
Into a discussion about
like a great thing
physics.
about for a
And
DM.
Does it
Yeah.
instead erupt out the only open end?
I think it would go down. If I'm being honest with you.
Well, probably both sides, you know. So like, as Mathis is like leaning over, just like a little.
Who's Mathis?
Mathis, sorry,
Well,
Bell.
I guess that would depend on the distance.
Jerry!
Hey, Jerry's camera's working.
I'm looking to draw attention to Jerry's face.
Did y'all just find that out? Okay,
Jerry,
I
I
realized.
noticed long ago.
yeah,
I didn't
I didn't
because
feel like I needed to mention because
It was
I
pretty
thought
obvious.
Because he's right there. Yeah.
yeah.
Is
Well-
Fireball a deck save?
it is a dexterity saving throw. But in this case, because the creature is trapped in a small space where it cannot, in fact, effectively dodge or evade an explosion, I'm going to give it an auto fail on its dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm talking about us.
It's like
I feel
60 feet away.
I got you, Cameron. What?
I'm telling Mason it's like 60 feet away.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's not actually any risk of you
Yeah.
blasting yourselves. He's
Okay.
casting it down into the. I was joking.
Into it.
He's casting it down into the chasm. There is a immense and sudden rise of heat coming out of the crevice from the immediate combustion, but nothing damaging per se. That's 26 points of fiery damage.
I don't think that's enough to kill it.
We don't know. I mean, I do. You're right. But it does take that damage. Its feathers smoldering. You hear it shriek out in pain.
It also burned Eliza's head, so
That's theoretically true.
theoretically.
You can't see her head.
Her head is a magical item, and magical items are destroyed by fire.
Well, they were severed by something. Like severed by iron.
Well, sure, but I didn't sever her head in half. I just severed her neck from her, you know.
We didn't notice that her left eye was green and a little
Oh, no.
decayed. No.
Don't joke.
Unfortunate.
That's my turn.
Wrong party.
Yeah, right. Brings
Yeah,
us to
sure.
the top of the round when I need everybody to make a perception check.
Yo.
Perception.
I swear for body twitches.
I mean, honestly, I will just keep going until it is minced.
All
fine
right,
dice,
what do the
if you
checks
will.
look like today? All superior. It's full tour.
Woo!
Oh, goodness gracious. Does someone have access to Dorn
Do I have access to Dorn?
No.
as a player? Oh, okay.
We think the only double up is Tor currently.
Oh, I gotcha. So unfortunately, Cameron had to dip. He is actually out enjoying his life, doing real people stuff. So he'll be back with us next week. So I will be taking over the piloting of Dorn Stag for the remainder of this epic conclusion, maybe. Where is Dorn? Oh, right here.
He's back.
Highlighted, literally bright blue. So he's gonna roll. What did I say? Perception. Which he also succeeds. Well done, everyone. Well done, everyone.
There's
Bell.
322s.
Yeah, a lot of 22s. Bell
God,
and
really
Tour are the only ones who don't notice another trebuchet. Munition falling from the sky.
Oh, okay.
And that's at the top of the round. Dorn is going to rush forth. Cameron instructed me on Dorn's movement here moving forward. And he is going to climb down. He can only get about here. He is going to begin whistling loudly in an attempt to get the attention of the Peryton. That's as much as he can do this time around, and that brings us back around to Vale.
5, 10, 15, 20. Now it's 10 feet down.
Each one is 15 feet down for a total of 30
15
feet
feet
from
down.
level. Yep.
So if I go at an angle, I can be next to Dorn.
Dorn? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that is movement. I'll do the same thing. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll get next to. I think that probably miscounted there a little bit. I'll go 30 feet with that counting, so I make sure I did that right. I don't think that I have a bonus action.
Sure you do, Will. Everyone gets bonus action.
It's part of your guaranteed actions in D&D 5e.
I don't think I have a
Welcome
bonus
to
action that I
Session.
can use.
Use my favorite bonus action, the fuck you bonus action. Or you can yell
Oh.
fuck you.
I know I actually hold on.
An AJ Classic.
I do have a bonus action I can use. I will channel divinity to harness divine power to regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Nice. Look at
That's a
you
good
being
one.
like useful and helpful and shit.
I only have 3 spell slots now.
Is that not a lot?
You guys have spell slots?
Warlock main over here. Is that not what?
I mean, I usually have 7.
I mean, look, hey, 3, you're already
10,
begging for
13,
a short rest.
You guys
Uh,
need slots for your spells.
16.
Lots for your spell. Yeah.
That means that I've
goodness.
cast 14 spells in this day.
Yeah. It's almost like the
Lots
Dungeon
of
Master is
sendings
really
earlier.
pushing you guys. Will that be it for your turn?
Yeah.
Obe.
What does the rock's trajectory look like? Because I don't based on the last one, I don't know where it was landing. I don't really know where it was going.
It is large enough that so it's difficult to tell if it would damage your friends or not. Based on the rubble all around you of the last one, if it had not been broken apart, it probably would have hit a wider area of people, more devastatingly. And this one is a huge square chunk of, think Gondor and Lord of the Rings, when the literal pieces of city are being thrown at them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, There's a chance, and I will roll, literally, I will roll the hit, like I did the last time. And there's a chance that it will hit none of you, based on where you're at. It's not a precisely aimed thing for them. They can't even see the palace, really, from the trebuchets. That's how far away they are. They're just flinging rocks in the city. And you can hear, too, there are a couple of other places where stones are just careening and colliding with the city beyond the palace walls, beyond your current vision. It's been basically non-stop since Erliza flew out here. Just
Gotcha. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, come on now, please tell me there is something.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm just checking to see.
Merido. Safami. Latido.
Thanks, Javis.
You're welcome. That's all that's going in my head right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been listening to this death track for a minute. Just shake it up a little bit.
I would like to try something.
Shake it.
Hopefully this works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a way of stopping the rock, so oh, that movement is terrible. I don't think okay. This is bad. Okay. Oh, I don't have those are non-options. Okay. The rock is made of rock. I can do nothing to rocks at this moment.
You can transmute it into mud, right?
I don't have those spell slots anymore because I've used all my high-level spell slots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this is all about I can do. Okay, I'm going to move. I can't use Tornal Protection again. I really don't want Dorn to get hit, but I don't have any other choice. I'm going to have to Misty Step. I want to Misty Step over to where everyone else is.
Okay. So that's 30 feet, and keep in mind that it's also 30 feet down from where you're at. So basically, you can be here with the Misty Step
Gotcha.
because of the elevation change.
Unless you're okay with falling.
Yeah.
No. Not really okay with that.
No, you don't have any like spare hit points.
Oh, I know I'm gonna. I mean, it won't matter because I can't get to everybody. Oh nope. I have to misstep, and that's all I can do. Okay. So like there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will cast Misty Step then.
Okay. Evaporating in mist and reappearing at the base of the destroyed courtyard. Got a little bit of momentum from nearly leaping off the cliffside as you rush towards your allies. You can see Erliza's, most of what remains of Erliza's body, painted across the stone.
Okay. Well, I think that is all for my turn.
All right. That brings us to Tour. AJ, you good, fam?
Yeah, I was thinking, and I was muted, so you didn't hear the words I was thinking out loud.
That can sometimes happen.
I know for a fact that I raged once, not last session, but the last session I was at.
And you were still raged.
Only once. And I was still raged from that until I dropped it earlier this session.
Yes.
No.
I believe in William there, actually.
You
raged.
raged again.
Yeah, because I did cast Hex on her to begin. Well, to end that session. Going in. So I had to have been without it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my third activation of my 4. Yes? Agreeable?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure before I do make decisions. I am using my bonus action again. To
Wait,
end
did
my
you
range.
hold rage? Did you rage when we fought Isaac?
Yes, I'm counting that one already.
Okay.
I think he lost it at some point during the beginning of the Erliza fight when he did not have. He did not either take damage or make an attack at some point.
He lost it in between sessions.
Yeah,
basically.
between Isaac.
In both sessions, he's had to start with it. I did it last week. He did it this week.
Yeah, I had to the last time I played, we killed Isaac and then dropped rage, and then ran outside and I casted Hex on Erliza, or attempted to. I would not, and I obviously didn't because I didn't have range for it. But I would not have attempted to unless I would have been able to,
right?
Rage-wise. Nonetheless, I am dropping rage.
Dropping rage again.
I am going to get over here. I have a 60-foot dark vision. Can I see bitch? Bitch thing.
Yeah, it has not gone yet. You can still see the tail end of the creature climbing down into the chasm.
I will climb down the side of the wall by just a couple 10 feet.
A couple of 10 feet? Sure.
Yeah. Not 20, just 10 feet, please.
Yeah.
Which would put me at 25 feet of movement. For anybody keeping track at home. And I will fire off some of those good Eldritch Blasts.
What? You're a warlock? Okay.
Yeah. I can't target it, so help.
That's true.
Thanks, Dad. Nice. First one's real good.
That does miss.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
I am so sure.
How about that?
I thought he was Tour.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a natural one also misses.
Hey, but that one hit.
That last one does hit.
Hey, great news. Great news. Hey, I did pretty good on it.
Okay.
And I would like to potentially use my Grasp of Hadar as long as it works out.
You bring it up 10 feet closer to you?
You can move that creature in a straight line 10 feet closer towards you. Fun fact, that doesn't have a size restriction.
Does not. Warlocks are dumb.
Wild.
Yeah.
So how far is it from us now?
It is about 45 feet down into the chasm. And it yelps in pain, again being struck by Eldritch Blast. And this time, as the beam rockets forth in the shape of a green fiery arrow from Tor's hand, all three of them kind of descending into the chasm. As one of them lands, makes contact, the kind of ephemeral dust that trails behind it between Tor's hand and the arrow itself instantly solidify into an ethereal chain, which reels the creature back. It squeals unexpectedly as it is pulled up the chasm in its attempt to escape.
I will use the remaining 10 feet of my movement to get back up on the edge instead of from the side.
Okay, you got it, fam.
That is my turn.
All right.
Get him, bud.
Icken.
Iken looks down at the Peryton, sees that it's pretty hurt, says, shit. Pulls the bow back out. This is the 8th round of me having it sharpened.
Oh, with your key point ability, yes.
Yes. Oh boy, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Attacking. 25.
Yeah, that hits.
14 damage.
Maximum damage.
How do you want to do it?
As I see the chain kind of pull it back, I see it tenses and its wings come up, and I see the little neck frills at the base of its head. And I'm just going to aim right at the base of its head and try to spear through its brain.
And indeed, as your bow is drawn back, it is wreathed in a bright key, as it is empowered by your own internal spiritual pressure. And as you let go, the familiar calming thwang of the bow in your ear, and you know that you struck true, slamming into the back of the spine. You can see the light from your key actually illuminating the space below the creature as the arrow itself penetrates all the way through the skull and out through the beak of the creature. And there is silence.
Okay.
As the
Silence.
beast collapses and begins to topple further down into the chasm, and you hear a crunching noise as its body is lodged betwixt two sheer fissure walls.
Okay. Are we still in initiative?
Until this trebuchet munition hits.
Got you. Okay. 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 Can I? I'm done.
What turn did you sharpen the blade, Mason?
I don't know. I just have been keeping track
Okay.
of it every round, so that was my 8th round. It was like the 3rd or 4th round last week because I had a couple of turns where I was preparing to do that.
Okay. I think we don't have temporary hit points anymore. And I think my aura's gone.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Alucard. Retroactively makes a perception check to notice the trebuchet launched towards him, and rolls a 19 on that, so he does see it. Actually, the DC was 20, but we'll give him a break because he's already seen one fall, so maybe he's on higher alert. Also, it's an NPC. I get to control it. So, he is then going to turn and not have a lot of... He is going to fly 60 feet in the air. And take aim and cast Shatter. On the boulder. On the boulder.
The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
That's right.
It's a rock.
As he casts Shatter, and once again you can see this boulder, much like the one hit by the sunbeam, splits into smaller pieces before raining down. All of you can see he has kind of drawn your attention to it as he flew up and targeted it, so you're all aware of it at this point. You're all imminently, potentially in danger of being struck by it, though it's difficult to tell the exact trajectory. But Bell is going to have at least one turn before that is resolved. So Bell, as you see this happening, the turn is yours.
Man. I don't know what to do. Well, the immediate reaction of Bell is to look at Eliza's body and see if there's anything.
Loot the corpse.
That's
Sure.
literally like.
Sure.
There,
Yeah. Make an investigation check. It will be your action.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Uh, 23.
23. That is a good investigate. Yeah, looking over her body, kind of checking in her robes and pockets, you do find 25 gold pieces, a signet ring for her house, which bears a sickle and a pair of holly branches. And you also 23. Yeah. In the heat of battle, that's what you can investigate and find upon her person.
And then I will be. Yeah, she's gonna fly away. Just trying to spread out from the death shrapnel. I'm not able to move because it still says it's Alucard's turn.
You know what? That's not sick.
She's just gonna go 25 feet in this direction. Just trying to not have a clump of people.
Okay, you still have a fly
Yep.
speed? Okay,
It's an hour, yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. It's like an hour.
Might as well be an hour in combat.
It's gone for at least 3 weeks now, so.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks.
Did he Ken pick up the sickle?
You can standing on the sickle,
No, I have not yet picked it up. I am
Okay.
keeping it from falling.
to my knowledge. At this, Dorn is also going to see the falling shrapnel. Actually, it's top of the round. So, the broken pieces of the falling trebuchet munition cover a 30-foot radius right here.
I ain't scared of shit.
So I need dexterity saving throws from Tour, Erliza's corpse, JK, Vale, and Obe.
I still ain't scared of shit.
Maybe I should be, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Dan. All right. With that, Bale will take half damage. The damage is 22. So Tour, who is not raging, takes full 22 points of damage. Bale takes 11. Obe takes 22.
That ain't that bad.
I think that Obe's down again.
I'm not. I
Shouldn't have any temporary hit
Oh.
points if you do.
I have 3 hit points left.
Well, no one has
The temporary hit points are gone. Would have been gone because the aura ended.
Oh, I forgot about the health potion I took.
Jerry,
I also forgot about the health potion.
Yes.
the temporary hit points would have been gone because of the aura.
Yeah, but I was at 25 and you at 22.
Yeah,
oh,
you took
you're
a
at
health
25 of your own hit points.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
I remember that vaguely now.
Superb. And with that, we are out of initiative. As you all
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
are kind of gathered around this gaping chasm. Dorn kind of limps forward. He has a gash across his chest, which you can see little quartz-like crystals. At first minuscule, and then growing somewhat rapidly to fill this wound slashed across his body. He was the only one to have taken damage from the sickle, to your knowledge.
Yeah, I forgot about that and was saving Greater Restoration, but I don't have it anymore.
Ekin puts away the bow, picks up the sickle, and says, "We need to return this to Gamma. Immediately."
Agreed. I guess
Did you find anything on her that would prove this? Prove something?
Got her signet ring, and
That's
I've
good.
got 25 gold. But I only took a glance before I noticed the gestures over to our left.
I am taking the ready action for either seeing a rock or being told that there's a rock with the Eldritch Blast cantrip.
Okay, good to know.
I will look through her body, try to look through her body thoroughly to see if we can find something.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I'll cast guidance before I go over to the go over here.
To the what?
Okay.
I'm gonna cast guidance on him, on Ob, but I'm gonna look at the edge, over the edge, and see if I can see Erliza's head, or if it fell, probably, which it probably did.
Yes, you can make a
And I have dark vision at
perception
300.
check. Yes. Okay.
Because this class is not stupid. 24.
Okay. Yeah, as you peer down, your heart almost leaps up into your chest as you make eye contact with the dismembered, lodged, discorporated head of Erliza's. Her visage staring up out of this abyss, emotionless expression on her face. It's about 130 feet down.
You want me to go get that?
Yeah, I think one of us should.
I'll go get it.
Oh, what was that investigation check?
14.
Yeah, you don't find anything additional.
Eken did pick up the sickle.
Oh, great news.
Okay. This is not the right
Okay.
music. We did that.
I think it fits.
No. This is it. You leave that alone.
This is not the right music. Dark
This is
Circus.
the party-
I forgot to
What
get
do we?
Attempts to loot, forgetting about boulders, gets struck by boulders, TPKs, bye.
We
Stream
need to
over. Goodbye.
We need to get
Stream
back
over.
down. We need to go back down to the altar.
Let's go.
All right. Is anyone else going to attempt to investigate Erliza's body?
I am actively going to get the head.
Okay, yeah.
Could I take a closer look now that it's not combat, or is that too much? You let me know.
Sure. Nice. What is that?
Another 23. I'll use
Another
a psionic
23.
die to,
You're gonna
know,
use a
make it-
psionic die?
yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, last time I got a 23 and I got something, but it was in combat. I don't know. I just feel like
Sure.
this
Sure.
is the smart thing to do. 26.
Okay. So you do notice, in addition to those items, And you wouldn't have even considered this an item, except under extreme scrutiny. But she does have all across her back Celtic knot, like woven knot Viking tattoo. That looks to be like as if she had like bear armor, but it's woven knot tattoos along her back. And you vaguely remember another character in your party at some point having a magical tattoo that provided some sort of magical benefits to them. And I suspect this is something akin to that. Akin to that.
Tattoos on her back seem magical.
You do
Don't
know,
know
however,
how.
that the only way to Oh. Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Magical tattoos that you're attuned to when you die.
I think that the way it says it, they become the needle. But I could be wrong.
Immediately? Is there a rule in 5e
I don't
where
know.
items that you're attuned to, you're automatically unattuned to them when you die?
I think that if there is anything, it's because of what it is, but I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like in the case of a player character having attuned to such things, there has to be some amount of protection for
Against it
like
being
this,
stolen, or,
the
or dropping,
sake of
or getting it,
being
yeah.
revived.
This character, this NPC, this enemy is far beyond revivification. Actually, that's not true. Vale's done some incredible magic before. Maybe Vale will bring him back to life.
Sure.
Yeah, good plan. Let's kill her again. Easy.
Deacon starts flying
Okay,
towards
good to know.
Gamma.
Tour is
If
now...
your attunement, here it is.
Yeah.
If your attunement ends to the if your attunement to the tattoo ends, the tattoo vanishes and the needle appears in your space. So
But does your attunement end when you die?
I don't know. That's the question. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say for the purposes of this, you recognize that it is a magical tattoo. It is in the arduous process of becoming a needle. You can see the black ink creeping back, like reversing its path along her skin as it is condensing all in one place. But that could take up to 15 minutes. It seems like it's really kind of creeping along her skin.
I know this isn't what the spell exactly does, but could dispel magic help help with that process? Potentially.
Potentially.
I'll try it.
Okay. Burn those spells.
Yeah.
So you're really not prepared for the next boss battle I throw you.
Oh yeah. At this
Gamma.
point, if we have another boss battle, then I'm dead anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a spellcasting ability check?
How did you know?
Sid, does it seem like enough boulders are being flung that flying would be a bad idea?
They're not. It's not like blanketing the sky by any means. But there is. You're hearing collisions, once every 3 to 5 seconds.
Okay.
I also don't want to take any chances. That's a good roll, but I'm gonna use the Fortune's 5 pins.
Okay. Bing. You can feel
It's
it
a
flip in your pocket.
it's a D10, right?
D10. Giving you that ability that Mathis has, but better, but only once.
Plus
Or a
6.
couple
No, I
times,
had 4 times.
So, with that, you
So
are
28.
able to hurry along the disposition of this magic. Who is Ginger Beard 1.0? Cole, but not our dog. A different Cole. You're able to hurry that along, and the ink wraps itself back along the back of her body. And some of it actually makes the leap of the gap between her lower spine and lower back, which has been entirely separated from her upper body by Tour's axe. And it jumps all into solidifying into a long black needle. As Tour, just in this amount of time, manages to climb back up, Erliza's dismembered head in hand. It's creepy.
I'll pick up the needle
Okay.
and. Oh. Okay.
It can.
And
Make for me, please, a Constitution saving throw. What did you say? Bye?
Yeah.
16. Okay. Good turn.
Okay.
You can feel the hand that is holding the scythe. The bones begin to ache from the cold that is emanating from this item.
Yeah, I don't want to be holding this anymore. I'm going as fast as I can.
All right. You are dashing, flying, dashing. Using your winged boots, you have a fly speed equal to your walking speed, which is nuts because you're a monk. What is your dash fly speed, though, in a turn?
I can go 90 total.
Okay. Yeah, you're off. Go ahead and make for me one dexterity saving throw as you dodge a number of flying trebuchet munitions. Perfect. Easy. At your speed, you can see them coming and just make your way around the side of the palace as a number of other large pieces of stone collide into the side of the cylindrical sandstone building, gouging enormous holes in the palace itself. Make your way around. This is going to be we're not really on this map anymore. I feel like I should have used that for chat. Yeah.
I was going to follow.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow. Can flying over the building?
Yes, I imagine he's flying out.
I'm going the fastest way.
Mm-hmm. He has to go out and around over the top of the that strangely shaped ballroom sort of affair, and fly down to the loading dock on the far side of the palace to make his way into the ancient druid groves beneath.
I'm going to run towards Dorn, and I'm going to cast polymorph.
You have spell slots for that?
I have a 4th level spell slot.
Okay.
I'm going to polymorph into a Quetzalcoatlus.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab Dorn on my way.
Massive dinosaur-like creature, enormous jaws, enormous leathery wings, similar to those you saw in Chult. Appears.
After we get the needle, I'm gonna go off after in the direction of Iken as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming all of you are kind of making your way. Many of you have fly speeds, except for Tor.
Well,
And
I don't
Dorn.
right now either.
I've got him.
But
Climb
mine
speed.
only lasts a minute at a time, so I'm probably going to stay with them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you guys can. Quetzalcoatlus is well strong enough. Gary, make a strength check for me with Quetzalcoatlus statistics. Also, let me know what's the intelligence of a Quetzalcoatlus.
Has an intelligence of 2. Has a strength 15, so strength. You said check.
Can I inspire the Quetzalcoatlus, also formerly known as Og?
With your bardic inspiration?
Yes.
Sure.
Fly like an eagle, only larger.
So
Yes,
9
quite.
plus a d6.
D8?
It's a
D8. So a 15.
A 15. Yeah, you are able to eventually take to the sky with Tour, Vale, Dorn. That's it. Tour, Vale, and Dorn. Alucard and Bell both still have the actual fly spell up, cast on themselves.
I have
via
an
various-
80-foot movement speed, fly speed normally, so I don't know what that is now that I have passengers.
It's gonna be half.
Okay.
So when dashing, you can move 80 feet, which means you're
Wow.
almost keeping up with the Ken. I do need for you to
Okay.
make a dexterity saving throw versus the trebuchet munitions soaring through the sky.
Okay. It would be great if someone riding on me could help me with this, because this is going to be
I-
not a great roll.
Would love to be able to provide the help action by doing anything like potentially Eldritch Blasting the rocks. But
You know
that
what?
also might be worst as in like air bursting, you know? So I don't
Yeah,
know if
black.
that even works. Yeah.
I'll allow. This is gonna be overly complicated, but I love it. I'll allow Tour to make a spellcasting ability check to decide whether or not Obe gets advantage on this. DC is 15. Well done.
Okay.
Hey, we did it.
So, Obe, you may roll with advantage.
That's the first roll. That's a
That'll-
dirty 20.
Yep, that'll do it easily.
Well, wait a second. I might get a natural 20.
Uh-huh.
Listen, Jerry needs this success. Allow him
Yes.
the opportunity.
Because I want Foundry to say I'm on a streak again. But in the opposite direction.
Hey, that's pretty good though. That's still
Hey,
pretty good.
that's pretty good, though. Yeah, okay.
Here we are.
You're able to dodge the munitions with the assistance of Tour, and following a Ken. It's like the thing about polymorph is you can recognize your allies even with an intelligence of 2. You're just following a Ken. Ken probably doesn't realize that you're trying to keep up with him because he is zip-zooping, but you have a pretty good speed as well. So ultimately, you both, well, all of you, make it. Actually, I need for Alucard and Bell to both make dexterity saving throws against munitions as well. Oh,
Can I use a psionic die for that?
on
is
a
that
saving
a-
throw?
Yeah, is that a thing that I can do?
No.
What about- Well, there's that.
Belle, as she's flying out behind, she's not paying attention. Actually, Alucard too. Alucard rolled a 4 total on his dexterity saving throw.
What a guy.
What a guy. As you're flying out, a rock that you just was somehow hidden behind the shadow of a second rock, Shadow Shuriken, came flying through the sky and just slammed into both of you, dealing 51 points of bludgeoning damage, knocking the wind from your lungs. Let me make sure that Alucard's alive still. Yeah.
Are you both still up? Because falling out of the sky is not going to help.
Well, are they concentrating is the question there. After that,
Yes, they are both concentrating on fly.
well,
That's
are
a-
they still concentrating is the question,
Oh,
is what I'm
that's-
actually asking.
Bell,
Oh, they throw like a 25, don't they?
What am I rolling?
a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
You lose concentration on fly and begin plummeting to the ground. Actually, without the ability to maneuver and fly, not only have you been struck by this trebuchet ammunition, you are now pinned by momentum to the far side of it, being pushed through the air by the sheer speed of it and careening dangerously towards the palace, because you don't have any aerial mobility of your own with which to get out from under the far side of it. Alucard is there next to you. He additionally rolled on his Constitution saving throw a mighty natural 20 for 27.
Hey!
Yo.
Alucard, wind flying past both of you as you're being pushed through the sky by this massive piece of marble. Just bleed. Blood coming out of his mouth, streaming past. Reaches out and grabs you and just kind of like fireman rolls until you're both on the far side. And then he begins to use his own fly speed to keep you both aloft. That was awful. You absolutely owe me a drink. God. Ah.
Get us to the ground. Good lords.
Yes. He begins limpidly flying both of you down towards the ground, and you don't make it necessarily to. I'd say you guys land in the gravel lot on the far side of the palace, while everyone else is far ahead of you, having made it all the way to the large portcullis opening into the basement of the palace by this point.
Alright, once we land, I'm
You're pretty soft, John.
Yeah.
Volume.
I'm talking.
You're pretty
I
soft.
don't know
No.
Yeah, I don't know how to make myself louder.
Me neither.
I have
Skype is
not-
weird. Garbage.
I have not changed stuff.
Do I have the ability to change people's volume individually? No, because Skype. Alright, anyway.
Let's see. I would like to.
Mhm.
I'm just like, as soon as we land, I am action, a movement speed, action, bonus action, dashing, to the place.
Okay. I can take us all now back to that other map, I think.
You're a map.
Don't sass me, boy.
You're a map.
Whew.
False grounds. Activate.
Okay, cool. So I assume I would have been first.
Yes, first to get here.
Why am I colliding with wall?
Why am I colliding with wall?
Why is this a wall?
Sid, once we get here, I'm gonna drop polymorph.
Okay. Yeah, naturally. Makes sense.
When we get to a spot where all together, I will cast a spell, but not before that.
Well, I would continue to run inside, but I can this.
Yeah. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Not trying to do it now.
Door there. It's weird.
I'm following the boys. I'm still holding bitch's head, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Erliza.
Uh-huh. No. She's dead now. Her name is the bitch.
Yeah. Is there anything in here? Does it look structurally sound still?
No. To this point, mostly, but you can see large cracks, and stone and rubble fill the pathway, where it had not been the case before. To your left, you can note where some stone has been turned to mud, likely by the druids, which was an intentional tactic you guys had early on before realizing the extent of this situation. So the druids may have attempted to ingress in this way. Why don't you have dark vision?
I do. I just don't have. There's no light to illuminate. This is what dark vision looks like.
Is it?
That's not what it looks like for me.
What is your dark
Oh,
vision?
I don't know.
120?
No, I don't think it's that far. Hold on.
Somebody just turned on a light.
Oh, I just made it can.
Oh, it is 120 feet. Yeah, I do
That's
have
not what I
that.
meant to do.
Good job, Ken. Great job being light.
Vision.
Yes.
120 vision. You know what? We're good at this. There we go.
Oh, now it's blue. Okay.
It should tell you the difference between. Yeah. It should tell you. You should be able to easily identify what you're seeing in dark light and what is like not visible to you.
And we can get here so far.
Yes. You can now see, as well as you come to the central piece here, to the left, there are collapses and mudslides, and everywhere you look, there are blue crystals beginning to peek through these recently created cracks in the walls. They appear to be growing. You can hear a low drone-like singing coming from further down the pathway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Running.
Okay. As you reach this kind of narrow section here, it is entirely overgrown with blue crystals.
Gamma! Do I hear anything?
No.
Is it like completely covered, or is there any chance that someone could squeeze through?
Perhaps not squeeze through. You can see through in some places, but the crystals are growing.
I take the scythe and I hack at the crystals.
As the scythe comes into contact with the crystals, it slices through them like butter. They fall away, sloughing as if you were using a machete on a bamboo thicket.
Okay, I'm running through, carving a path.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I would be following him through probably.
5.
What is it?
5.
Okay. You look down and you find that there are crystals growing from the handle of the scythe along and around your arm, your hand. And you cannot let go. It is bound to your hand at this point. Additionally, everyone else in here, with the exception of Mathis and Ken, if he had any key points, is without their magical abilities by this point in the chamber.
Okay.
You are able to slice through and get into the first chamber here, which used to be a druidic.
Yeah.
What have you? Yeah.
Can I make it into Gamma's chamber?
Yes, it's clear here.
Okay.
The Leorn ancient stone-carved elf that hangs from the ceiling, dripping blood of gold into the rivulets and ravines in the floor, looks up at you as he hums a low hum, a drumming song.
Gamma, we've brought the sickle back. Can you stop this? Can you take it back from me? Can you let us out and then seal this place away forever?
He stops momentarily singing. What language are you speaking?
Common.
He does not momentarily stop singing. He's almost not even paying attention. He's in a trance, in a low.
What other languages do I know? Shit.
Being there and remembering this, I'll repeat this in Elven.
Okay. Yeah, he looks down and stops humming temporarily. The crystals stop growing.
I'm holding the sickle, like pointing towards the tablet. Like, let me just put it back. I walk up to the tablet and try to put it back into its fixture.
The tablet is cracked deep along it from the original sundering. It's not any more cracked, it seems, but the crystals are growing all in this chamber, up and around, breaking through the walls of this chamber. They're not growing at this moment. Gamma has stopped his stone song, but it is still grasping to your hand.
I can come here.
Okay, I walk to Vale.
I'm gonna just start trying to get the blood and put it on his hand and see if that has any effect.
Okay. As you dip your hand down into the liquid gold blood that is running in rivulets down the body of the creature that is hung above by vines of metal, it coats your hands like gold paint. You slather it on the crystal, but it seems to have no effect.
I take out the kanabo with my left hand and just start trying to beat him away.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Gamma didn't respond to...
He stopped singing and nodded towards the plinth.
Okay.
You must target a token before rolling an attack.
Oh, just roll it.
Target yourself.
What is it? Is it plus?
Well, it's going to be a d20. Well, plus your dexterity modifier. Plus your proficiency modifier. Remember how we used to play D&D?
No, I don't. Truthfully.
I sure do.
Plus my dex modifier.
Yes.
Plus. Are you fucking?
As you hold up and slam down left-handed in an attempt to smash the crystals, you land the Kanabo right on your forearm, and you hear a sickening snap as your bone is struck by the Kanabo. It takes a half a second before you feel the pain, because there's so much shock. Your femur? Oh no, femur.
Yeah, that's the femur.
Radius ulna.
Radius and ulna. Yeah, is
Good job.
basically
Will?
snapped like a crayon.
And again.
All right, roll the hit.
When would
That does take damage. Hold on.
Oh, true.
when would Bell be able to get in there?
You can climb in. You can climb in now, behind them.
All right. I'm not able to be at my computer directly in a second, but whenever I'm able to get in, watching Iken just smash his arm, I would like to. Would you like some help with that?
God, that did a lot of damage on that.
I'd like to see if I could use my psionic blade to cut, like, scalpel the skin away, that's connected to the instead of him trying to crush the gem.
Yeah,
Is
describing how that's gonna work. Iken, how do you feel about that approach?
Iken is considering bludgeoning his arm off right now, so he will stop to let surgery be attempted.
All right. For what it's worth, the way the situation. Let me describe it a little bit better before you try and do this, because perhaps I didn't. Your hand is encrusted in crystal that has grown up from around the handle of the scythe, and so therefore it is stuck in a clenched position around the scythe.
Okay, so it's not like growing on his skin or anything like that.
It is, but not in such a way that that's really probably the cause of the problem, if that makes sense. It's really more that he can't extend his fingers to let go because there's crystal growing all around.
Yeah, I'm trying to break the crystal.
Yes.
Okay. In which case, I'm not sure my specific angle is going to be is the best suited.
It could be breaking the fingers apart, and not as bad of sounding terms as it does sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can't do try to crack the gems with my knife blades.
Okay. Yeah, you can make an attack roll.
I can't be at my computer directly. in a second.
Right. I'll make an attack roll for you.
Thanks.
Does no one have like a vial of acid or anything?
We do have the
If you
thing
got it here
of
to do anything, probably.
yeah, but we also used it to make whiskey for Alucard.
I have a brewer's supplies. I have a water skin that's 1/30th of the way done for being here.
Yeah.
I have a pair of gold dentures.
I do.
A partridge in a pear tree.
All right, slash R. 1d20 plus 4 proficiency plus 4 dexterity. Yes, with a solid 23, you are able to gouge into the crystal with the knife blade, and it almost makes like a welding effect as the psionic blade carves into this crystal. and you are able to, ultimately, after a couple minutes of work, crack enough of it away that Ken is able to put the scythe back.
Yep, I place it in the thing.
As you do, Gamma looks, although he can't see the artifacts the way he's hanging. But he
I'll hold up
waits
my
you all.
my great axe to try and like mirror it.
Okay. Yeah, as you all kind of regather in front of him, he looks down and speaks in Elven. Is it done?
It is done.
What did he say?
He asked if it was done, and I said that
It's
it was
only
done.
done once we get out of here and he closes this place for good.
Once you get out of here, I will close this place for good.
Oh,
I think
You know,
that he's on the same page as you are, Ken.
it's funny. I think you two may be linked. Do you have this sort of heritage? Anyway,
No one will ever access these artifacts again. They were not meant to begin with. But I will be sure of it. I will create such a wall around this place. And he begins a low, droning, humming sound.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
As the
Farewell.
crystals begin to
Yeah, you didn't hear what he said, but that's the appropriate response.
I mean, he started humming and I was like, nope.
Bell will say farewell to Gamma
Okay.
and leave.
And as you all make your way back out of this chamber,
I will hang back for, like, I'll be the last one to go.
Okay.
And wait for a second, and say in Dwarvish, hoping to God that he can understand Dwarvish for any reason. Can you speak this language?
he keeps singing.
And just leaves.
All right. Well, gentlemen, with that, potentially final act to unmake Erliza's plans, with the exception of the destruction of Caer Westphal, we will conclude tonight's session. So we have reached the 3-hour mark, and we are down a player. Next week on Sunday we will start at 7 o'clock, where we will resume the wrap-up of this arc, hopefully with a little bit more explanation of what's going on, and the end of Erliza's machinations. Well done on not dying.
Yo, I killed both the
Came
people.
awfully close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
You did. You certainly did.
Was not all me, but I did it.
I have a 3rd level spell and a 1st level spell left. That is it.
I have.
Well, I was gonna make you
Cantrips.
guys fight Gamma, but I decided. Just kidding. So, I promised you guys an announcement, which I did tease, and I'm sure many of you have figured out. But AJ, who was originally a temporary member of the 11th Ornament adventuring group, has informed me that he would like to continue on with us on a permanent level, and I have invited him to do so without your consent or knowledge. So,
Yeah, fuck all of you. I'm in no matter what.
so AJ will be joining us weekly to the best visibility in this adventure moving forward, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter and what that might hold for everyone. So,
Oh, she's dead!
she is
She's
dead.
dead.
She is for sure dead.
I am
She
still
is
holding
dismembered
her
and
head.
disembodied.
She was never alive in
Clearly,
the session.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, but
sincerely
she's
dead.
like dead, and her like stupid little flying thing is dead too, and like
I-
all of it's just dead, and the things are back.
I like carried that head into the non-magic too, so like, you know, if you had any worries.
We should
Yeah,
just
you
leave
should've
it
just
at
left it
there.
Yeah, I mean honestly, yeah, but no.
Okay. Next week.
That's getting put on a spike.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta. The heritage
gotta
is
teach
what
them
it
a
is.
lesson, that's
And,
right.
I mean, you gotta. This is what happens when you become a genocidal slave driving maniac. I don't know.
That's, that's fair.
So we should, like, 10 out of 10 explore the that cavern that I was trying to go down into, right? Like,
Do we need to do that?
We should
Do
0
we
out of 10
need to?
explore the cavern that they were trying to go in.
like I'm just saying, like,
Well,
maybe it's
I-
important.
I feel like we were led to believe that the cavern was just like cracked and then that was it because the body of the
Yeah, it fell down in there, but it fell onto something. It hit a surface, and it was
No, it got wedged.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was a fault line, basically, created by the collision. But who knows what might be down there? Who knows?
There's
And the
probably
trebuchets are still firing. At this
a
time.
dead,
You can still hear them.
bitch down there.
There
Yep.
is. There is a dead Peryton.
You mean bitch? Got it.
Listen, guys. Thank you everyone who tuned in to watch us this evening for our internet debut. I know this is like coming in on the last chapter of a novel, not really knowing what's going on. We don't really know what's going on either. So welcome to the club. We're excited to be taking this next step in our adventure. So thanks for coming out. Appreciate you a lot. We will see you hopefully next Sunday at 7. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.